Casemiro had a man locked in a chokehold. Before he got the red card, Man United had the game locked in a chokehold. Locked like when you can't remember your pin code. It was so close and my heart froze when I saw Slot fire past the near post. I was like, no, not again with a late goal.
Everything like a...
What? Casemiro had a man locked in a chokehold. Before he got the red card, Man United had the game locked in a chokehold. Locked like when you can't remember your pin code. It was so close and my heart froze when I saw Slot fire past the near post. I was like, no, not again with a late goal. What? Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Smoke got served against Palace, but it wasn't really smoke. It was kind of like a puff, like you're running out of petrol on the motorway. Look, it was stress. I can't lie. Stress is an understatement against Palace, and I knew it. Look, before I even get into it, what are you saying, Rich? Welcome to the channel once again. We're doing a wrap up. You get me the full circle. How you feeling, man? What's your spirits like this morning?
I'm good. Like like I said to you in the preview, I just didn't want us to get battered, and I felt we held our own considering we had Zaha missing, Anderson missing. We gave a good account of ourselves. You fully deserved to win, by the way. Because I feel like, I mean, I know we'll chop it up in greater detail, but I don't think we posed much of a threat going forward. Our decision making in the final third and our crossing was terrible and stuff. So we could have made better chances than we did. And you lot were quite comfortable, in my opinion. But I'm glad we keep giving you lot headaches, man. It means that we're doing something right.
Bro, didn't I say in the first video, I said, you know what, Rich? I said 2-1, bro. And this is exactly how it ended up being 2-1. And but Palace always give us stress. And I know that we could have said, we could say if Casemiro was still here, it would have been whatever. But just Palace just have a way of just playing to the last dying minute. And we saw right down to the last minute. Bro, when those extra time went on, I could have just fly kicked my widescreen TV through the window, bro. I was fuming. But NK, welcome, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. Look, Man United won. Rivals losing, dropping points here and there. Happy Sundays, man.
Oh, I couldn't believe it, Liverpool lost 3-0. What is it again? Arsenal lost. Shocking. That was shocking. Arsenal lost 1-0.
Sean Dice is back.
I ain't gonna lie, when I speak to the odd Arsenal fan as well, I think the energy's kind of low now. Everyone's a bit tame now in the north side of London.
But I thought they won the league already though. So why is energy low?
Look, that's a whole nother story, you get me? But let's chat about this Palace game. So look, obviously Manchester United, Palace, toe-to-toe again. And for me, I just want to go straight into it because this is a game that seemed like it was littered with a bit of controversy with VAR. VAR was a big deciding factor of sort of how the game flowed. And obviously there was two situations. One was the penalty in the first opening few minutes, and then obviously there's the main one, which was Casemiro. So I wanted to get your views on it, Rich, because for me, VAR and the rules just keep 1 minute it's here, 1 minute it's there. Like, for example, that goal that we scored against City, Bruno Fernandes, that's no longer gonna stand going forward right about now. Do you know what I mean? So it just keeps changing. And I ain't no expert when it comes to VAR and all these rules, but I saw that, I kind of missed it, I caught the replays. That penalty, what was your thoughts on it when you saw that happen? Was you thinking, oh, damn, what was you just thinking? Are you thinking?
Yeah, that's literally it.
Really?
Literally it. We know how the rules are these days. Yeah, I don't even know why he even had to have his hand up that high. If you know the caliber of player, like Rashford's a quality player, but he's not naturally left-footed. So all he had to do was just close him down. Even if he put his hand behind his back, I can see now why a lot of especially foreign players do it. He gets scrutinized a lot. It's like, they don't want to defend. No, it's because he run the risk of giving away a penalty. Listen, I know Hughes was probably thinking, oh man, because it was just so early in the game. So the game was always going to be tough for us anyway, but then we gave ourselves a massive mountain to climb. And when I thought, we've conceded after 6 minutes, I was like, this can be anything. Up until the half-hour mark, it was tough. It was tough for us. But then after 30 minutes, we kind of got a little foothold in the game, and I feel we played a lot better. Like I said, Mitchell was getting down the left-hand side quite a bit, but just the cross was terrible. Schlupp pulled off a great save from De Gea. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like if we're more clinical as a side, we could be so much higher up the table, you know.
Well, you know, you had like, what is it? A couple of attempts. It's like, I don't even know, 2, 3 attempts. Bro, one of them led to a goal. And that's the thing with Palace. It's just like, even with the limited amount of threats that you had on a goal, you still got a goal out of it. And there was the, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, bro, if you can consistently churn out those opportunities, like you're saying, bro, you'll be up there taking your chances. You'll be up there. Do you know what I mean? So, bro, like I said, I was stressed. And leading on to the second VAR decision, NK, look, when Casemiro, bro, do you know what shocked me about this in particular because of who it is? Like we've like commended Casemiro for being like the senior figure, the figure that all youngsters and everyone looks up to. Him, Varane, you know, been there, done that, worn the t-shirt. In big situations, you look to them to get you out of it. Look, we had to look to other people to get us out of that rut today, but that against Palace yesterday because of that red card what Casemiro brought upon himself. Look, what was your views on it when you saw that referee's decision, man? Was you thinking the words against us? Or are you thinking like,
what to be honest, I feel the red card was a bit harsh anyway, but you know, VAR, they only show the referee the angle that he needs to see anyway, because I've seen other angles and he didn't with it. But to me, see what Casemiro did here, I kind of like it because look, there was a fight. No, there was a fight. And you know, with our team anyways, for years now, and we've talked about team spirit. If this was a year ago, see when Klopp went there, we're just doing that. Nobody would dare back that fight. So he literally went there to go show like, okay, you know what, my boy's in trouble, so I'm going to back it. And then sadly, it's just kind of like escalated. A lot of people, I just feel like the referee should have just literally like booked 1 or 2 plays and just kind of like let it go. And they just kind of like just done a little bit thing. But I just love the fact that both set of players kind of like go involved, just kind of like, because sometimes you just need that kind of like thing in the game, as long as it's not too kind of like violence, kind of like nature and everything, just like that, you know. But ultimately, look, he got shown a red card and he has to kind of like deal with it. But all in all, to me, I kind of like saw the other side where Man United players were actually kind of like backing each other, you know, fighting together. Because the whole thing, but Sloppy, that guy, he and then he was a guy to also after doing that. He then went on to the other side to to score the goal. But echoing what Rich said, look, we scored the goal early, but I think from when we scored the goal until when we scored the second goal, we didn't really trouble them. We had a kind of like possession of the ball, but you know, typical United pass it, but don't really kind of like create a lot. And I feel like Palace, like they didn't really do much of the ball too, but they had the ball too. And yesterday, if we actually did Drew, I would have blamed us, because when you get that kind of like early goal, you go ahead and kill them early. But we didn't kill them. We actually allowed them to kind of like get back into the game. And to me, I was just a bit kind of like disappointed in that, man. We need to have that kind of like killer instance, early goal like that. Make sure by halftime, you like 2-3-0, like game is dead and buried, man. But we just don't know how to do it.
This is what it was. This is what I'm saying. Like, I felt like I really did feel comfortable. I felt like we were coasting, we're doing a job. As soon as that red came, Casemiro, I feel like Palace tails are up, or wings were up, should I say. And it was flight mode. You get me? It was flight or fight. And they took the flight mode. And for them, that is fight mode. And look, there was opportunities, right? Even down to the last kick of the game. Like, you know, when Martinez made that last ditch challenge at the near post bit. I don't even know where the cross came in from. Was it elite? I don't even know who whipped it in. Someone whipped it in, and it was like Martinez was there at the right place at the right time, reading the game. That's what he does. But I'm just like, bro, when he made that block, I was just like this could have been it. Like, this could have been another late equalizer again. This is us dropping our heads. This is us throwing away 3 points. Another time again with Schlopp. Like, Manchester United have this thing where we can just lapse concentration. We saw it with Aaron Wan-Bissaka in that, you know, that game. I can't remember who he was playing against, and the ball went over his head, and he didn't even know where.
That was the Arsenal
game. And Ketia or someone, you know what I mean? We just lapse in concentration, and I feel like with Schlopp's goal, he was a free man. And I don't know if it was because there was no Casemiro and we were just down a man, but I just felt like he had just too much space to do what he wanted to do.
I think for that goal, because normally what it is that the corner came in, we kind of like cleared it, and there was always rule number one. Even when I play football, I'm an amateur thing. The minute that ball kind of like clear, everybody need to push high up the pitch. But obviously, what do you call it? I think a few of our players, I think Bruno went to go defend the line rather than push high up because you had some of our players push up and then some of them kind of like stay behind. So he was kind of like left in that kind of like place where there was nobody marking him. If everybody pushed up, then it could have been offside. But with Palace too, after they got that kind of like goal, they threatened for a little bit, but I have to commend Tim Hagdor, because once he made that kind of like tactical substitution late on in the game, when he brought Lindelof and Maguire on, because as he said, Wan-Bissaka in the far post, he can kind of like get caught sleeping. And I saw Palace try that kind of like crossing a few times. Obviously, the crossing wasn't good, but they were trying it there. So he took those guys off. And after Maguire and Lindelof kind of like came there, I think we kind of like neutralized that their threat, even though it was very kind of like nervy. Yeah. We kind of like just did that. Yeah. So now that the game has finished and looking back at it, maybe they could have been more threatening even in the late opening minutes. But I think we were just kind of like in cruise control after Maguire and Lindelof came there.
Look, Rich, I wanted to ask you on some of your guys' performances, because I noticed like Sean Dyche brought back some of your guys that may not have been in favour, like Decore, for example. Was he always in favour of your with Vieira, or is he someone that got brought into the?
You talking about Everton, right?
Yeah, you're thinking about Everton. Yeah.
Sorry.
Wrong Decore, wrong gaffer.
Who's your midfield?
Check Decore. Jeffrey Schlupp and Will Hughes.
Check Decore. That's him. Check Decore.
Yeah, he's been a star from the jump. He's been my player of the season so far for us. And you know what? Sambi Lokonga, I'm so happy that he only played a small part yesterday. Yeah, that boy, he's comfortable. He's comfortable on the ball, and I feel like if they can build up a partnership, I think it's going to help us in the future. And honestly, if Arsenal want to go and get Casado, or who else were they linked with?
They were linked.
Declan Rice, I think it is as well.
Yeah, I heard about that as well.
Then we will happily take Sambi from them for like 15, 16 million pounds, because I think if we can get those two as a base, I think we're cooking going forward. But to answer your question, Jeffrey Schlupp had probably his best game of the season for us. We've always known he's not like a deep line centre midfielder, and he's been playing next to Decore quite a lot, and positionally he's not there. But he started off left wing, then he went into the 10. His attacking aspects, they're totally fine. Like, he's the one that pulled all got the head to make the save, he scored the goal, and he was just driving forward from time to time and stuff. So he had a good game. Elise is just cold.
He's the main guy for Palace, stressing us, man.
He's such a technically. I think he just needs to build a bit of like muscle and stuff, because he can get easily barged off the ball and stuff like that. But he had a good game. Chris Richards once again solid at the back. You know, so I'm proud of the boys, man. I'm proud of the boys. And just to touch on the whole Casemiro incident, the game's gone soft. I'm not gonna lie to you, the game's gone soft. Listen, in my opinion, if Casemiro got sent off, so should Ayew. Because Ayew was throwing arms around as well. The funny thing about it, like, there's obviously further clips that I've seen, Hughes and Casemiro are laughing about it, like literally afterwards.
They hugged after,
You know what I mean? So,
would you appeal it then? If it was Casemiro, would you appeal it? Because the thing about it now is,
I don't think so, because you know what? The FA, they don't want to look bad, if that makes sense. You know, so if they overturn this appeal, they're going to look like they're incompetent. They're already under pressure. Like, no one likes VAR. No one likes the standard of English refereeing. If they appeal it, Casemiro's going to have a 4-game ban for no reason, in my personal opinion. But yeah, it was just...
And he misses the final. As well.
That's it. So I don't even think it's worth it. So for me personally, you know, it's good to see. It's just a bit of passion. Like you were saying, Casemiro showed a bit of passion. I was more laughing at Anthony, who went down like he'd been shot, and then decided.
You got badging though, man.
Yeah, but he was down as if he needed a stretcher, and then all of a sudden it's like, no.
I don't know what Schlupp said to him, because I heard a commentator saying, did Schlupp say something that angered him to make him get up and want to cause that commotion? But he went flying, and he was I don't even know. See, the thing is, part of me, like, I back my boys, Anthony, all of these guys, but like in that game as well, Anthony was just like, Like, I don't know, like if you've been hearing about Man United fans and how we talk about our players, but Anthony's one of the ones where he's splitting the fan base. I mean, he's doing good stuff, and I can see him doing different things in the game now. He's improving. Like, he took a shot on his right foot. Bro, for a Man United fan, that there is like amazing. It's like, it's so left-footed, it's out of this world. But you see him.
Can I give him his props?
Oh, go on. Let me hear what you guys think.
He was very good defensively. He was very, like, I know the attacking side, he's got mad talent and stuff, but I haven't seen him defend or help Aaron Wan-Bissaka defend as much as he was brilliant defensively. So
yeah, that's what we commend him for, as well.
Yeah. But Rich, you see the game that we played against you, the first game. Yeah, it was when he came off, that right-hand side became very vulnerable. And I think that was one of the reasons why Yilos even went on to score that goal, because he was so key helping us defend. And the minute that he went off, all of a sudden, we just became kind of like very vulnerable there. Because on our left-hand side, Rashford, his instructions is not to literally like track back too often. Yeah. I think at times he kind of like get, get the protection over there. But on that right-hand side, Anthony does a lot of that defending, a lot, man. So that one we got to kind of like command him. But you need to tell Ayu to chill, man. Since preseason, he's been doing this since preseason. When we play, he lost in preseason. He was like this,
Listen, no one ever lie. I was kind of like hoping he got sent off. It would be nice for him to have like a little 3-match ban.
But Rich, also talk to me. With your team, anytime I've watched you, it seems like Vieira, especially with the strikers, he always seems to be changing it all the time. Why is it that he hasn't been able to find the proper kind of attacking place for them to kind of like build that kind of like chemistry? Why is he always?
But ain't that been Palace's story? I feel like it's been Palace and West Ham's story for
I don't recall the last time we've had like a gunman. Now, I think for us it would have been Glenn Murray, our last one, and before that Andy Johnson.
Andy Johnson was cold. I
thought it would have been Edouard, but he's so hot and cold. Like yesterday, he had about 3 or 4 opportunities to try and get a shot off. And he's just taking extra touch. And you can just sense that Vieira's getting peed off about it and stuff. Yeah. He just needs someone who would take a touch at their feet and have a shot. If you miss, you miss, just have a shot. And that's why he plays with Zaha up front at times. Because that's what Zaha will do. He'll shift the ball and shoot. And stuff.
Who's that Rangers striker? That one, the South American-y type guy, short guy. Bit Moreno, right? I used to think, why ain't people going in for Moreno? I know he's a hothead a little bit, but why aren't people going in for...
That's the reason why.
Is it because he's a hothead? Like,
this guy is red card central.
Like, I look at Edouard, right, and he was peppering, you know what I mean, in the Scottish League. And I felt like when Palace went in for this guy, I was thinking, like, why ain't more teams going in for this guy? Like, what's going on? And now he's come over to the Premier League, he's transitioned over here. I just feel like it's a big jump. I feel like it's a big leap. He's still adapting. He's still trying to find his feet.
He's admitted it himself. He's like, you know what? This is so different to the SPL. Like he's admitted. He's like the defenders. He goes, I'm finding this tough.
But is it a case of like Vieira getting the wrong profile? Because in your team, what type of like profile of a player like a striker do you feel like you need, like say a fox in a box or like a target man? Because you know what, you got the guys who work the balls there. You got a lot of like technical gifted players. Yeah. But I think you just need, I don't know if you need like a target man to kind of like help them get into the game at times.
Well, that's what we thought Mateta was going to be. But in all honesty, Antoine Semenyo would have been perfect for us because he's the striker that goes in behind. We have no strikers that run in behind.
He went to Bournemouth, didn't he?
Yeah. So all of our strikers like coming, getting the ball to feet.
Yeah.
You know, so if we've got our techie midfielder like Eze and Elise, everything's to feet.
Why didn't he start, by the way? Why didn't he start? Was you surprised to see him start? Yeah.
No, not surprised at all.
No, he's
as
been
much as he's
good,
as much as he's good going forward, defensively he can switch off. You know, and don't forget in this current run, we're playing all the top teams.
Yeah, you got some hard fixes coming up now as well.
You got Tottenham, Chelsea.
You got Brighton, Brentford,
Newcastle. Then we played you again. Then we got Brighton, Liverpool, Brentford. Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool. But so it's just the defensive side to his game that he'll need to work on. you know. But yeah, I think if we get a striker that likes to play, you know, like a Defoe did, he's always on the last man. It's gonna make defenders like not sure, not know what to do, and it'll give it space to a more creative players to operate in.
What do you think about Martial, Rich? He's injured
again.
He
can't stay fit. Bro. He can't stay fit.
Bro, he can't stay fit. I heard some stat about the last time I saw something. Last time he's played back to back, full time, back to back. It's like over 2 years ago. Like 2 games consecutively, back to back, full 90 minutes.
Well, yeah, he hasn't done 90 minutes at all this season. He hasn't done that. But before we get into the game too, I want to ask you one last question, because obviously you're from London, and most of us London guys, you know, we just went to the glory hunt. Nobody here is going to support Crystal Palace. So what made you choose Crystal Palace instead of, like, say, your Arsenal, your Man United, your Chelsea? Why Palace, man?
You know what it was? Like when I was playing football, and I played football a lot growing up, I used to go down to Ferndale, like during the summer holidays, and these were the times where obviously they ground shared with Wimbledon, and they would offer free tickets to games and stuff. So that was my experience. I used to kind of like every summer at least get, whether it's a preseason game or a league game, to go to Sellers Park and watch games. And I just took it on board. And then obviously you grow up even more, you know, all your school friends are there supporting Man United and Arsenal, especially at that time, because that's when it was the big Fergie Wenger sort of era. And I was still like, yeah, I like my Palace. Like, you know, I don't want to just support a team because they might be doing well and stuff, or if I can't get to the ground. See, I can jump on a bus on my own and go to Sellers Park. Me at the age I was, like secondary school, 11, 12, 13, I ain't going North London.
That's what's annoying about Man United. With the Man United, it's a lot, bro. Going up to flipping, it's your whole day gone. But I envy you, man. I envy you, man. You man can get one of them Uber scooter things and just that's it.
I walk to the stadium, so yeah, Sellers Park is a 10-minute walk from me.
Oh, I used to work there, bro. I used to work there. Many people don't know I used to work there, bro. I used to be there Andy Johnson days. And they'll be singing. That was way back, bro. You had the cheerleaders out. I don't know if you still got the cheerleaders now.
Yeah, the crystals are still there.
They still do, man. I saw Vieira doing a TikTok video with them.
Yeah, bro. I go that club. I ain't gonna mind. I don't mind Crystal Palace, man. Crystal Palace is a squad that I think all the man them relate. All the man them.
And that's the best bit about it. It's like the ends team.
Yeah, they all relate to
goals, cage football.
Yeah.
South London. Yeah.
And this is why you're producing some raw talent, man. You're producing some raw talent like the Elises and the Ezes, and you got Zaha there. If he was fighting fit, it could have been a more stressful. You know what I mean? You got guys Schlop. He's just raw pace, speed. These guys trouble us, man. So look, I'm happy we got through unscathed, you know what I mean? And I was a bit confident because we had Casemiro and Man United at home. This is our 13th game now at home. It's like Eric's turned it into a fortress. Rashford again is always managing to score. You can see, like, I think Rashford, the last time I checked, had 19 goals in all competitions, 8 assists in all competitions, bro. 19 goals, bro.
And even on that front, like, I thought we dealt with him very well, apart from the time he scored. Yeah. So one time he got away.
If you know NK, me and NK debate about Rashford. The reason why I like Rashford much because you don't even need to see him. You know, like how City don't see Haaland. I mean, Haaland don't involve himself too tough in their play.
Oh, Haaland will have like 4 touches and 3 of them are goals.
He's done his job. That's
yesterday, for example, and to me, I always have this debate with him because I always say, like, long-term wise, Rashford should not be playing what you call it on the left wing, because the goal, it came when he actually moved to the central position, you know. So because on the left wing, at times I think like he tried to do too much, you know. When he play on the left wing, he don't feed the strikers as much, you know. So for example, the goal and our second goal, it was a very well worked, beautiful goal, you know. A lot of like combination, a lot of passing, a lot of attacking movement. And with him as a striker, he did not have to do anything. All he had to do was remain in the box, a lot of movement at the end, and then boom, just that. Whereas if he was on the wings, at times he would get the ball, try to want to like dribble past like 2 or 3 players at times and everything like that. So I think in the long term, if they can kind of like change his game for him to be more central, I think it will benefit him too. But yesterday, look, he took his goal, man. He's a guy in great confidence, and the manager always says that, you know, we're trying to get him into those attacking positions so that when we give him the ball, he's gonna score. Because his finishing has been really good, man. His finishing has been good.
Look, NK, the way I say it, yeah, like these guys are popping up the left, right, middle. I don't know what Erik ten Hag's end game is going to look like, whether he's going to want to keep it fluid or whether he's going to want to stick to this workhorse type target man. But how I see it is, I see Rashford on the right hand side, I see Anthony on the left hand side, I see Garnacho even through the middle. He's the one that, you know, the second goal, he was involved in that whole nice passage of play. Quite a bit of goals was involved in that. Passes were involved in that second goal. He was the one that slipped it through centrally. He got the pre-assist. Look, these guys are just moving all over the place. So I feel like you might even get to see the best of both worlds. You know, him on the left wing, him through the center, him on the right, whatever. But I don't know what Erik ten Hag's end game is going to be in terms of how he wants us to play. We're all going to see when we get that final striker in the summer, hopefully. And then we'll be able to determine how our playing style will look like from there, man, if they're all interchanging or if it's just the wingers flop, switching sides. But bro, look, Palace, man, it was an eventful day. Look, like I say, that extra time, the referee, he stressed me out, man. I don't know where it came from 7 minutes in the second half, but I felt like how other fans feel during Fergie days when we were talking about Fergie time, because that was long for us, bro. It was long. But I mean, I'm happy.
You lot managed that well. You managed those 7 minutes very well.
Erik ten Hag, in-game management, bro. When I saw Sabitzer, yeah, and the tenaciousness of Sabitzer, I was like, okay, cool. I feel a bit more at ease. I feel like he'll get us.
But your club need to chill, man. Your club need to chill.
Who man you? Your club?
No, I'm talking about Palace, man. they've been like our little kind of like bogey team, especially when we go to Soho's Park, man. I hate going there.
I hate it, bro. The lights under the lights.
They are always on it. The atmosphere is always electric there, and I got to command you on that. Like the last game, after all, you know, we have come here to kind of like nick that win. Because I always say, when United are going for a title, yeah, those are grounds that we need to win. Palace Place is one of them, especially when they do it under the lights, yeah, forget taking 3 points. Under the lights are there, Man United Palace, under the light, forget to myself. Look, next season, yeah, when we in the title race and we come there under the light, please let us win. Please, I'm begging you.
That's our thing for you, brother. That's our plea, bro.
It depends where we are in the table.
Let's wrap this up then. So look, who was your man of the match? Let's start with you. For Palace though, because you ain't gonna want to be talking about Man United players. Who was your man of the match for Palace?
For me, I gave it Jeffrey Schlupp. I think he had a very, very good game. Took his goal really well, actually. Took his goal really well. And and he made De Gea work. I think we had 3 opportunities. He scored one. De Gea saved one in the first half, and Gay's header before we even scored.
Yeah,
very good reaction save from De Gea and stuff. So I'm going Jeffrey Schlupp.
Jeez, Jeffrey Schlupp, man. NK, who's your man of the match, man?
It had to be Martinez, man. It had to be Martinez.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
he was so brilliant. And one thing I like about him, like, he's aggressive, but his control aggressiveness, you know. When he go into tackles, you feel like, oh, what are you doing? Like, are you gonna cause like a penalty or so? But he does it. He makes it so easy how he does it, man. And yesterday, I think even when the red card went there, to me, you're looking onto the pitch, and I think he was the only one that was still up there fighting, clearing that chance. He was very composed, man. Like I was very impressed with, like, yesterday how he was defending, and he was even winning headers for a small guy. Jimmy, we need to have a word with Jimmy at some point, man. We need to have a word with Jimmy.
You know what? If you watch him, he's aerial duels. Yeah, he is very sick at winning his aerial duels. I swear down, and I'm surprised. So you're right, man. But
who's your man of the match?
Me, Fred, bro. Federico, man. Look, that guy. Like I say, I felt like what Martinez was doing for us in defense, Fred was doing for us in the midfield, especially when Casemiro got sent off. I feel like you need guys that are workhorses, work engine. That kind of lifted Fred even more. I feel like the way he can get around the pitch and making decisive tackles just to disrupt play, I feel like it is very important, man. He's got the legs, he's got the energy, man. And he put in a shift in midfield, man. You know, when you look at Kante, you're just like, bro, this guy's like 2 midfielders. Why? Because he had the lungs. And I felt like Fred, man, he done a job, man. But you know what? And the only reason why I feel even more comfortable in saying Fred is because you've already talked up Martinez. You've already given Martinez his props. And Martinez, for us here, how lucky are we not getting Timber, who our first choice was, and ended up getting this guy, Martinez? You know what I mean? How lucky
Timber is coming, don't worry, man. We're going to have the 2 of the shortest centre-backs in the Premier League history.
Bro, the way I look at Manchester United, I feel like their back four is just... like, they're just one of the best back fours, you know, currently in form at the minute. I just feel like they're all doing their shift. They're all doing their job, man. So I'm
Richie, look, all we need from Yellows here, just when you go to the Emirates, take some points off them, man. Please. I was so disappointed when Arsenal came there and they moved the way they moved to Yellows here. They came there because that was a game. I felt like, okay, you know what, Palace is gonna give them Yellows did not stand a chance when they came there, man. So
you know what? I'm a season to go as I was there, and I looked at Arsenal. I was like, these lot are moving mad. Like Arteta's doing something crazy over there. Like, you know what it is? His use of Zinchenko, because he keeps just making him float into midfield, and no one can track him.
Yeah, yeah, he creates problems.
Yeah, bro. But saying that Edouard and Eze should have both scored as well in that game. So.
Talking about Arteta, because obviously you watch both, you've seen both Man United and Arsenal play. What are your views in terms of like both teams? Because I always argue, especially with friends of obvious my fan base, is that the way in which Man United play, I think we play, and after games, like the opposition team feel like they could have got something from that game because of how we play. Yeah. But with how teams like say Arsenal and City play, after the game, you feel like, okay, you know what? There was no chance we could have got something from that kind of a game. So, having watched both teams, what are your assessments on both Arsenal and Man United?
Here's the one difference between your two clubs: it's mentality. I think you've, especially this season under Ten Hag, you've had games so easy, like easily like 60+ percentage possession, but you switch off. It's just moments you switch off. Like even against, let's see, Nottingham Forest in the second leg of your cup thing, they had 2 or 3 opportunities in that. They did. They offered teams a chance, whereas you don't see that often with Arsenal, especially this season. City haven't been at their dominant self this year, to be fair, but with Arsenal, they rarely give up chances. So I think that's the difference.
This is why Eric Ten Hag be going into these games playing his full strongest squad. This guy's not relaxed yet, bro. Imagine that, like we switch it off, but not having the guys on the pitch that can dig us out or grind through a result. Imagine we played like a second string team against Palace, thinking about our game on the weekend or whatever. Midweek or whatever, bro. You think we're getting through that game? Hell no, bro. You ain't getting through that game. Lindelof and Maguire are not seeing you through that onslaught that we faced at the end of the game against Palace. And do you know what I mean? 10 men that like man down. Like it's not gonna happen. So, boy, Man United need to fix up. But this is part of the process, isn't it? It's part of the process, man.
Yeah, and don't forget Arteta's had 3 years, and this is 10 first, so that plays a massive part.
Trophies, man. Trophies soon come. OT. Get me? Well, yo, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for your opinions. I'm going to see you later on today as well, man. Hopefully we'll chop it up then. But guys, remember to follow Rich on his channel, man. I spoke about it before. Speak about it again, man. Eagle Eye TV. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Follow his thing. Follow us, man. Let us know your views and opinions, man. Let us know your thoughts in the game. Whether you thought that VAR was a madness, that decision, whether you thought it should have never been a red card, whether you thought, the pen should have been a pen or should have stood. Let us know your views and opinions. But until next time, peace.
Peace.